Hello to everyone on the internet, how you all doing today? It is the British Runner here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks that should help you in speedrunning Barebones Impossible that can also be applied to Impossible Any %. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell for future updates, as only a small percentage of people who watch my content subscribe. It's 100% free and you can always change your mind. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. Welcome to the second part of this tutorial video series, where we will be going through the skips and tricks for Chapter 2. These will include using the Kinesis in an optimized way, the Chapter 2 tilt, avoid getting glitch grabbed by the first lurker, dealing with the spitters quickly, tilt continued uses, dealing with the captain, and finally, preparing for Chapter 3. With the platform blocking your way in the first location we run to, use the Kinesis to move the platform out of your way, so you can proceed, but not all the way. After you have placed the battery into the socket, get on the elevator, and as you go up, use the Kinesis to grab the platform and pull it into position. Ignore the leapers while placing the battery into the wall socket, as we are going to skip dealing with them in a little while anyway, and killing them takes too much time and wastes ammo. Another area of using the Kinesis more efficiently is when you are on your way to the morgue. Use Kinesis to grab the battery, then immediately turn towards the socket. This will swing it to the socket while you are moving towards it. The tilts can be challenging to do, even I sometimes fail doing it. As a matter of fact, I think I failed about 3 times while recording for this video. But with enough practice, you should be able to perform the trick easily without failing. As soon as you exit the small room after retrieving the shock pad, immediately aim above the other door and shoot some stasis so it will intercept the leaper. As soon as you shoot the stasis, however, jump to the other side and then jump in front of the door. This will ensure that you have enough time to open the door and start setting up the tilt, and the leaper that's above the door always is the first to drop down to you. Once the door is open, start meleeing out of the 0G room and towards the ramp, keeping melee walking until you reach the middle of the ramp. Then on your last throw, turn to your right as you stop meleeing. This will cause the camera to tilt, so when you run towards the door, you should start levitating. With this trick in hand, proceed as normal back to the area with the platform. There will be a lone slasher or the slasher and a leaper waiting for you. This is due to RNG, but whatever the result, run towards them and use whatever stasis you have left to slow them, and then recharge your stasis. Instead of running back to the service lift, we are going to use the tilt to drop down next to the bench. Run to the corner of the railing, then run towards the platform while hugging the railing. This will cause Isaac to start levitating. After this happens, turn to the right while running, and Isaac should fall towards the bench or the door. When exiting this area, be careful of the swarm waiting for you. Just stasis them and move on. Once in the next area, after you have stasis the door, move forwards towards the table in the middle of the room. Keep running as you collide with the table, and you should levitate on top of it. Then run into the railing behind the table and you'll pop over it, and you will skip the quarantine lockdown, and you will be able to move on to the Lurker lab or the green room. But beware, the slashes will still spawn in. By glitch grabbed, I mean if you successfully make it past the first Lurker without killing it, the Lurker can do a trick called the launch grab, where it will grab you as you try to leave the area from across the room. To stop this from happening, while waiting for the door to open after you activate it, run into the corner of the corridor. This will stop you from being grabbed. Normally in any %, I would stasis the first slasher, then shoot off a leg from the spitter, as for some reason they don't spit when they are forced to crawl. However here, I would recommend as you leave the room to grab some stasis from the stasis refill charger and stasis the slasher and spitter. Do the same for the next spitter and look at the ground and run past the slasher and the Lurker, but stasis the crawler, then run into the next area. If you still have the tilt active, run towards the center of the door and slightly move the camera towards the left side so you run into the wall, and you should drop once, then continue moving towards the elevator like so, and you will skip the Lurker's spawn activation. Once the captain smashes through the glass, you want to aim for the leg first, use stasis if necessary, but also watch out for the infector as it will try to grab you. A better strategy would be to shoot the slasher and stasis the infector while you deal with the good captain. But be careful, super or fan slashers can 2-hit kill you, so use my advice that I said in chapter 1 about dealing with slashers. Before we move on to the next point in this video, there is another super slasher. Once you see him, shoot him in the leg to stun him. Run to the door and activate it, and turn around and shoot him in the leg again. Then run out of the door towards the main area. If you have a single bit of stasis left, then I would recommend that you go to a stasis recharge station and use what little stasis you have left to stasis either the swarm or the slasher and spitter, so you can recharge before the next chapter. Survival should be top priority in this speedrun, and thinking ahead will serve you better. A further note, if you want to deactivate this hill at any time, you can go to a save station or go to the store and it should return the game back to normal. Thank you for watching my tips and tricks of Dead Space Barebones Chapter 2. If you guys found these insightful or useful, I would appreciate you if you liked the video, comment what you thought about them, and subscribe to be part of the British Alliance today. And I hope to see all you beautiful people in my next video that I make. Peace out, everyone.